Themselves a Swiss Alp too high to climb in the end. Arsenal, of course, were already through to phase 2 before tonight's game against PSV at Highbury. Arsene Wenger made a fair few changes, some due to injuries. Rami Shaban made his debut in goal, while Francis Jeffers got a rare start up front. PSV had one-time Arsenal target Mark van Bommel in midfield behind their Yugoslav striker Mateja Kejman. Commentary on this one from David Fairclough and Guy Mowbray.
Looking for Henry. It's Van Bronckhorst making a dart inside. It's in towards Jeffers. And the header's misdirected.
Well, he does have that ability to create space for himself, Jeffers, and sometimes he's just reliant on the right delivery, and certainly Arsenal have those players who can give him a delivery.
Luzhny. Now Pires. Henry. Bronckhorst again making a dart ahead of him. Henry went for goal. Just a sighter.
Well, there was a little run from Toure down the left-hand side, which Henry might have been able to pick out. Instead, he just made that yard for himself. Never short of confidence, Henry.
Baumer. In went Aiden. This is Pires. Through to Jeffers. Francis Jeffers one-on-one. Great chance, Jeffers. Wataru's got a good strong touch on it.
Well, it was a terrific run by Jeffers and really well picked out by Pires. Good running by Henry off the ball, left him all alone. That little extra touch, perhaps, just taking the ball a little bit too close to Wataru's.
Toure obstructing Romadal. I think that's a pretty clear-cut decision for the referee, and he's going to book Toure here.
Well, I think that's the type of position they want to give the ball to Romadal when there's nothing behind Toure. He has a little bit of space to run into. No doubt that it was a yellow card offence.
Aiden. There's Vieira. Henry. Through to Jeffers. Might just beat him, though. And it was good defending. Brian Baumer just shepherded it back to his goalkeeper, Waterus.
That was bright thinking by Henry. Knew exactly where Jeffers was going to be. Just slightly overhit. Maybe a little bit of deflection. Made the ball run through to Waterus.
There's Kejman. It's a nice bit of control and turn. And this is Romadal. Watch him fly. He's leaving Pires behind. Now running into Toure and past him, and Toure's brought him down. Now remember, he's already been booked, and the referee is reaching for his pocket. It's going to be a second yellow card, and therefore a red for Kolo Toure. He'll play no further part. Arsenal down to 10 men.
I don't think he can have any argument, really. Superb pace by Romadal, took the ball well, really had it all under control. There's very little defence you could offer for that one. And I think he knows that Toure fell for the three-card trick.
The travelling fans were singing anyway. They've just raised the volume a little. They see hope now. Put in at pace, Baumer was there. And it's cleared only as far as the shot from Romadal, and the ricochet off Baumer found the defender standing in an offside position. Certainly the flag went up against him.
Well, it's a terrific delivery, perhaps a little bit too hard for Baumer really to direct. Whether or not that came off his face or his forehead, hard to tell. I think perhaps it might have come off his face more than his head.
Henry. There's Vieira. Now Pires. Henry. Oh yeah, being closed down by Jeffers. Down went Jeffers in the area. Strong shout. Referee immediately waved it away. He did actually get to the ball, didn't he? Offland to Berglund. PSV are just building up ahead of steam. Romadal. Berglund. Now Van Bommel threads it through to Keshman, and Keshman is blocked by Shaban. There's his first save, and it's an accomplished one.
Well, he rose to the occasion when he had to. Certainly bright movement by Keshman. Might have done better, but certainly brought a save from Shaban.
Now here's Robben, chinking his way into the box, couldn't find the finish. And Brugink is furious that the ball wasn't pulled back to him. Arsene Wenger will have a choice to make, or is likely to have to make a choice ahead of Saturday's North London derby. David Seaman, we understand, having an outside chance to be fit again. So it's Stuart Taylor or Rami Shaban. Thierry Henry will play, and he's playing here with a lovely run. Again, just a little too far away from Jeffers.
Yeah, certainly, that's what we want to see. We want to see Henry on the ball, going past players. That's when Arsenal really look at the best for me. Referee played a good advantage, very close control, just a fraction too tight.
Sol Campbell not able to play tonight. There's Pires. There's Bergkamp. Now it's Wiltord. And still Wiltord. And this is Pires. Back to Bergkamp. Oh, agonisingly behind him.
Well, it's a great run by Pires. It was just a fraction behind Dennis Bergkamp. He's just in a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. Arsenal trying to press. But, PSV closing things down really reasonably tightly in the midfield.
That's good work from Wiltord. Now it's Bergkamp, and Wiltord! Wonderful run from the Frenchman, and so close to finishing it off. It's a groin injury that has kept David Seaman out tonight, sustained in the last few minutes of the 1-0 win over Newcastle. Ramadan. Van Bronckhorst, and then it's Van Bommel. And Shaban is tested, but is equal to that test. Bergkamp. Into Wiltord!
Well, it's great play by Dennis Bergkamp, aware of the run by Wiltord, great delivery.
Seagon who puts it behind. And Waterreus has come forward for this. All or nothing for PSV Eindhoven. Van Bommel's corner. And Shaban came out flying for it. It's still not gone over the top and off the bar. Edu back in from Lucius. And Waterreus was still up there. And I think Shaban got pretty lucky. It's all over at Highbury. For the first time this season, Arsenal have failed to find the net. PSV might just have failed to find themselves a place in the UEFA Cup. We didn't get a goal, but we got plenty of second-half drama. And it's a clean sheet on debut for Arsenal's Swedish goalkeeper, Rami Shaban. At full-time, it's Arsenal 0, PSV Eindhoven 0.
So that 0-0 draw at Highbury meant that Arsenal could win Group A only if Borussia Dortmund were beaten tonight. These then the highlights of their trip to Auxerre. Arsenal go through as group winners. Dortmund join them in Phase 2. Auxerre take the UEFA Cup spot from PSV. Here then is post-match reaction from Highbury tonight with Dave Beckett.
What does it feel like for you to be back?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, to be out for so long and to play again tonight was a good feeling again.
How hard has it been? It's been a long comeback.
Yeah, it's been long. I mean, 7-8 months, and I felt quite good today and strong as well. But unluckily, the result wasn't there.
How important was it to you to win the group?
It was, we wanted, of course, first of all, not to lose at home and keep being on a good run we have created again and finish top of a group if possible. But first of all, we wanted to keep playing well and win the game tonight.
A 0-0 draw isn't fantastic. It's the first time, I think, in 32-odd games Arsenal haven't scored, but then it's made more difficult when you got 10 men after half an hour, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think it's a bad result at all. I think that they've done well. I mean, considering they haven't won in the last 3.
Yeah.
But you're up against it when you go down to 10 men, of course. And Toure, who was playing left back, he just gets caught there.
He's not a left back.
He's not a left back. Defence. He's an aggressive player, and much admired. But when he's up against Pierce, like Romadal, Perez can't catch him. It's beep beep, and he gets his body all over in the wrong place, and he dives in, and that was after 35 minutes, and it was, you know, he had to go. But I felt a little bit sorry for him being exposed to that kind of pace at left back when you're really comfortable out wide and comfortable with the ball at your feet. How do you defend against that pace? Experienced defenders would struggle against that.
Absolutely.
But Arsenal did well.
They did, and considering they had 10 men for then an hour, you've got players in that team, as we all know, who can do things all by themselves.
Yeah, well, they got 10.5 men with Thierry Henry, because he can be a man and a half. He's got unbelievable ability. If you've got to leave one man up front, somebody who can keep a hold of the ball, beat 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 players if you want, and then pick out a pass. His pass is usually better than that, but when you've got the talent and the pace that Arsenal have got, Will Toure come on as a sub, and he looked lively. He's a player I think has played really well this season, and he's unlucky not to get on the score sheet then. But Arsenal, you know the difference, we've watched 2 games tonight, Matt, and you know the difference with Arsenal is, Arsenal look as if they enjoy going forward and look as if they're going to score. Liverpool don't.
You quite fancy Arsenal in this Champions League?
I do, I really do. I think they've got themselves over that little blip. That's why this result tonight was good for the confidence, and I think they're capable of matching anything in the Champions League.
As night falls on May the 8th, 2002, North London is divided. Arsenal clinched the title at Old Trafford, sparking noisy celebrations back at Highbury. But a deathly hush descends on the Tottenham high road.
The day that they won the double, it was like a morgue down here. It's terrible.
No one was on the streets. I live in Tottenham, and it was gutted. People were doing nothing.
You've got to hold your hands up and say that Arsenal have last year set the standards not only for us but for Manchester United and Liverpool. So that's something that's not unfortunately. That's just the way it was last season. They was fantastic.
They've got that talent and the pace right through the team, but they've shown in this recent month that they're beatable. It's the derby match, you know. Whatever it takes, we got to say whatever it takes. All we shoot for whatever it takes.
There's no doubt that Arsenal Tottenham is special. It's been a very fiery occasion over the last couple of years, obviously because of different reasons. But I'm really looking forward to it.
And he's not alone.
What are your earliest memories of the North London derby? Do you remember them from way back when you were a little kid?
Well, I remember playing, obviously, in the youth team against Arsenal many times, and...
was that similarly sort of...
Oh, yeah, that was just as...
hot-blooded?
Yeah, it was just as hot-blooded in them days as... whether it is quite the same now, I don't know, because everyone was English, everyone was London.
And how was it in your family? Was everybody Spurs?
Everyone was Spurs.
The whole way through?
Yeah, right the way through.
Would you have invited an uncle in for dinner if he supported Arsenal?
I don't know. I don't know if my mum would.
We got Teddy Sheringham, we got Jamie Redknapp, we got all the good players. Arsenal have only got Henry.
For Jamie Redknapp, this will be a first taste of the derby. He may have been 10 years on Merseyside, but Spurs fans will tell you he was only on loan.
I always felt that he's a Spurs type of player, a good passer of the ball. He's an experienced player. And I think, you know, it's lovely for me to see him now playing football and getting back to his very best again.
I remember when I first came down as a schoolboy to train with Tottenham, and at the time Tottenham wanted me to sign for them because I was going to different clubs, and I think that they knew they had the one trump card was every time they used to do a session that they'd put me to do like some one-on-one stuff with Glenn and Parson. I was only 14 at the time, and I think that won me, and that's why I probably ended up signing for Tottenham. I left a couple of years later, but that didn't matter at the time.
I don't actually remember Jamie coming down as a young kid, but all that does is make me feel very old, actually.
You have David Seaman, you have Seaman, you don't even know who you've got.
It won't be easy. Arsenal don't give much away at home, especially not when Spurs come to play, but a win is what their fans crave most.
That'll make their week, and it'll make their jobs at work a lot easier, and I'm sure the Arsenal fans will be saying the same. But and as a team, it will give us a massive boost of confidence to show how far that we've come.
You know, we go out there and we fix bayonets, and it's going to be a full-blooded derby, I'm sure.
Sure it will, fix bayonets or otherwise. Now, Spurs haven't won at Highbury since 1993, Clive, but you're ever faithful.
Yes, yeah. I think form goes out the window. You'd have to say Arsenal are back on track in the Premiership. Tottenham have just slipped off the pace, but it really doesn't matter. It's irrelevant going into such a big derby game, the game of the season for the North London rivals.
I think the midfield as well could hold the key for me. You know, you've got Redknapp and Freundly, Gilberto and Vieira. You know, Jamie, as much as anyone's got to be physical to start, match fire with fire, and then try and get his passing game off. But Arsenal will have to play below par for me if Tottenham is to get a win.
OK, thank you.
A point will be enough to take Arsenal back to the top of the Premiership table for the first time in 6 weeks. Although a point's never quite enough for supporters on Derby Day. I wonder if their high expectations have got through to Rami Shaban, who makes his Premiership debut in goal for Arsenal. I've just got the Tottenham team sheet. It makes interesting reading. 4 changes. No Poyet, no Anderson. Jamie Redknapp is back. Matthew Etherington's playing on the left wing, and a seasonal debut for Ledley King, who's recovered from injury. You know, these two meet again in a month's time at White Hart Lane. Sol will enjoy that if Tottenham win today, won't he, Matt?